Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Adam Freefall, and today I know there already exists a video on the internet about this, but I just find it funny how there can't be that many of them, because I was searching forever for this particular type of video to help me with this exact problem, and all I could see was one. All the rest were just talking about the overall problem, and the problem is how the save states work for Miles Morales, and I assume any of the other Spider-Man games if you're going from, say, Spider-Man 1 or Miles Morales from the PS4 and then upgrading to the PS5 version. I noticed that for some reason you can have all of your saves from all of these different games synced up, but it only works for the PS4 versions of them. So then when you try to, say, play a PS5 version of a game you already own, or this game in particular, for some reason the save data doesn't carry over. So I opened it up and it was blank and it had no save data, and it came up with an option in game to say download save data, but it wasn't letting me. So I was thinking, okay, what's going on? So basically I'm making another video because I think, to be honest, that it's kind of criminal how there's not more videos on this in the first place, and how there's only maybe 1 or 2 videos out there talking about this. Most of them are just talking about carrying over save data from the PS4 to the PS5 and syncing that up in general, but this isn't that issue. The data was already synced. I downloaded the PS4 version of this game to the same console to test that, and it was. But the PS5 version did not have that save data, and here is why. I'm going to show you by booting up this game and basically showing you what I had to go through, but yeah. Now, un momento. Yep, that's it. PlayStation Studios. Insomniac, I know the drill. Marvel. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see, quite smooth, very fast getting into the game. Now, right here, I have my 2 saves because I did eventually port them over. But the thing is, as you can see down the bottom, it says stuff like upgrade to Ultimate Edition. Well, if I go to a blank save, it doesn't say that. Well, it still says it, but in its space, it says hold R1 to download PlayStation 4 console save. Now I thought, well, since the save is on there, I just need to download it to the game itself because it's being weird, but that's obvious. That's not the case. For some reason, you actually have to go back to the PS4 version of the game, and a similar icon will appear. Now I never knew this because I never paid attention to that, because I never had the PS5 version, the PS5, until I bought the PS5 version of this game. Because I thought, well, what's the point of having a PS5 with no games? If I'm, yeah, granted, I'm mostly using it for my PS4 games, but still, it'd be nice to get 1 or 2 of the PS5 games that I'm actually interested in to at least see how well it runs them, compared to, especially this game being a direct comparison, since I already owned this game digitally on the PS4. So I thought, a nice comparison, but I never knew that it wouldn't just carry these save datas over. Instead, it was blank, as if I had to start a new thing because the PS5 version doesn't correlate with the PS4 version. But this is what I have to do. Basically, if I go to Remote Play, I will use the my PS4 account on my PS4 as an example here, because saves me installing the same game again. Now obviously it's not going to be great. When I had my PS5 downstairs momentarily while I was setting it up, while my PS4 was still in my room at the time, the setup was relatively smooth, and streaming this game from this console to the PS5 worked flawlessly because I had the PS4 connected via LAN. But now that it's swapped over, the PS5 is connected via LAN, so as you can see, the PS4's connection to the PS5 is a little janky. It works, but it's a little pixelated. But still, it doesn't need to be perfect for me to illustrate this point. So You'll just have to deal with the pixelated imagery. Believe me, this is not how it looks or performs on the console itself. It's just because I'm streaming it and the console isn't connected via LAN. So yeah, and oh my god, that spider emblem is terrible. But anyway, obviously took a bit longer to get into the game, but then again it would take a bit longer anyways, the PS4 version. But as you can see, there are my 2 saves here. But it's saying something different here. Now if I go to a blank save, it doesn't say anything, but if I go to this one, and down the bottom where it on the PS5 version says download save data, it's saying upload save data. So this is what you got to do. Well then, anyone see the game last night? What game? Okay, so as you could definitely see, I was having some trouble getting the streaming to work. Now that I'm here, it's probably still going to take a little while to come up with the thing. Come on. Wow, even on the PS5 this takes a while to load. We're well into the music right now. What the hell? There we go. So what I'm going to do is to show you, yeah, it just says upload save data by there. So what I'm going to do to show you how this works is if you do that, press upload save data, upload this save data. Only one save can be transferred at a time. Would you like this save file to be transferred? Click yes on that, and it'll come up with that little notice saying successful. So now the one underneath on the PS5 version is the one that I'll be going to. So let's see. Gonna have to go through the intros again. Hopefully not, but might have to. But I'll just cut that out. Nope. Surprisingly, it just goes straight to it. Nice. Seamless. See that? And now I can just go here and it says download save data. So I press the same button again. Are you sure you want to download PS4? You download this PS4 console save? Yes. And download successful. There it is. Now, again, just to prove that it's the exact same save, I'm going to first log in on this version, although let's face it, this one is a lot faster, so it's, yeah, look, I'm already in the game. And here I am. In Spider-Man Miles Morales. Having a whale of a time. Save data safely transferred on the PS5 version of the game. So now, there we go. Can I just... There we go. Now, I'll probably have to log in again, but... Oh, let it load in again, but still. Now, you've seen what the save data is like on that. It's not going to skip the logos this time, I can just tell. No, it won't. So, uno momento. Now, as you can see, we are back here. And if I click on this save data that I copied over originally, and as you'll see, once the loading screen passes, because that is definitely a perk for the PS5 version of the game, no loading screens. Although I do kind of miss being able to see stuff like this. That is pretty cool. But still. It is nice to just be able to get into the game. Because this doesn't really offer you that much, let's be honest. It's just a little 3D render. And here we are, as you can see, exact same place on the PS4 version of the game. And there we are. Seamless. So that's basically it. So yeah, as you can see, that's basically how to transfer your save data from the PS4 version of the game to the PS5 version of the game. Because doing it this way just seems to be better, let's be honest. As I said, using the streaming method kind of sucks when my PS5 can't get a good enough connection to relay a solid enough image, so for now that'll have to do. But either way though, that's that. I still think it's honestly weird how this information isn't really... Nobody talks about this save data thing, and neither is it stated. You just kind of have to figure it out. And like the videos that are out there, well, you have to specifically know that it's a problem, it's a thing, well, not a problem, but just a choice made for this particular game. Works fine for every other game that doesn't have these multiple save systems. Hell, even a game like Batman Arkham Knight that does have multiple save systems, because of course it's not a Sony game exclusively, they don't go through the same palaver as these two. I don't know why they did it that way. Interesting choice if you ask me, but hey, I'm not complaining, it works, and at least that way I guess you could argue that you could have like multiple saves on each one instead of having the same across both. But me personally, I don't really see the point of having multiple saves on one when I kind of was hoping once I got my PS5 to just start playing this game from where I left off from my PS4 version on my PS5 version without having to have the PS4 version of the game on here. Well, I still have the PS4 version of the game on the PS4 so that I can still go back to that every now and then, but sadly I can't transfer the save data from this version of the game back to that version of the game, because it's only one way. So anything I do on this console is now separate from what happens on that console. But that's fine, because that console is mostly for guests and when I'm just have nothing better to do downstairs. Otherwise, if I want to actually take it seriously, I no longer need this PS4 version of the game on this console, because as you can see, it's safely, all this save data is safely on the PS5 version. So yeah, it's just one of those things. So since there's a severe lack of videos on this topic out there, I just thought it'd be fun to add to that, because personally I just feel like there should be more videos on this topic out there. But anyway, that's going to be it for that video. I hope this was helpful to anyone who, like me, found it annoying to find this information if you've had the same sort of thing, upgrading from the PS4 version of this game to the PS5 version of the game. And if you too did not know this beforehand, so had to look it up only to find that there's a severe lack of videos talking about this. So I just thought I'd add to the pile, because at least then the more videos talking about this, the more accessible this information should be. So even if my video isn't going to be seen, I don't mind, it doesn't matter, it's just to make those type of videos more accessible. Well, in the hopes that it's more accessible. Because, you know, more people like me will see that there's a severe lack of these videos and think, this guy's got the right idea, and maybe make more videos talking about this so that it's just easier to find this information, instead of every save data discussion about the PS5 just being about across the board save data, which was never the issue, because that actually is pretty smooth. Like, I had no problem transporting data from one console to the other. It was seamless. The problem was just getting the save files in this version of the game. But now that that's sorted, it's fine. So either way, that's going to be it for now. Until next time, take care everyone. See you in the future. Bye for now.